This episode is about how to make some cash quickly. Right now, on some of my programs, I've invited people into something called the 2K Challenge. So I'm challenging those who haven't made any money from the business yet because they're still in the process of setting it up to make their first £2,000 or $2,000 or whatever it might be. And some really interesting things have come out of this that I think are worth sharing with a wider audience. We imagine that making those first couple of £1,000s is going to be terribly complicated. You need to have a lot of things in place. And I've talked about this previously on a podcast episode where people think they need a perfect website and social media strategy and so on. In actual fact, when you're just trying to generate some cash quickly, it's better to kind of flip things on their head. All you need to make some money is to have an offer. So you just need to have something that you can package up and say, if you pay me this much money, I will do this thing for you, or I'll provide these products or services for you. And as long as that offer addresses a real need people have, particularly a real pain point that people have, that's always the most powerful thing, then you should be able to sell it to enough people to make yourself a little bit of an injection of cash. So when you're constructing an offer, what you're looking for is something you can describe in 2 or 3 paragraphs. You can put on social media and say, hey, I'm doing this thing at the moment. I'm making a special offer for the next 5 people or until this date or whatever it might be. Give it some sort of scarcity where there is a cutoff, and say, if you're somebody who is in this situation or has this kind of problem, then this is for you. And what I'm doing is helping people who are struggling to get clients or struggling to lose weight or whatever it might be. The more specific you can be, the better. And over the course of 1 day, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever it might be, I'm taking them to the point where they'll have X, Y, and Z when we finish working together. And then you simply state the price and give them a special discount or some sort of special bonus for buying within this special offer period that you're creating. So for the moment, I've set everybody the challenge to make £2,000 by Friday the 13th of September at midday. And so they're all using that deadline in order to try and get some sales. We're just getting to the point where they're going to put this offer out. If you can describe this in a really compelling way, you can put it on social media, you can put it out to any email list you have, or put it on LinkedIn or something. And you can still write this, describe it in a non-salesy terms, in that you're talking like a normal human being rather than suddenly switching into some sort of over-the-top copywriter mode. But you're also trying to describe it in a way that makes it really compelling. So you are talking about what situation they're in that you help with, that they really feel motivated to solve. And then you're talking about where you take them to at the end, what they'll go away with, because this transformation from the before to the after is what is so important for getting a sale. And then you can say relatively simply how it works. So this is where normally beginning entrepreneurs get very lost in the detail of, I do this with you and I work in this way and we use this such and such methodology and there's 12 sheets of paper that I give you and whatever it might be. Those things are actually not very important. What people are concerned about is the before and the after. It's the problem they got right now and the situation they'll be in afterwards when you've worked with them or helped them in some other way. So you can capture as part of this offer very quickly what it is that, how you deliver this thing. So it's a series of 3 sessions, as I say, or it's a year-long program, or it's one evening meal, or it's a live event, whatever it might be. It's a package of physical products. And that's just as much as you need so people have a vague idea what they're getting into. Because what we're trying to do at this stage is to get them interested, and then if they're interested, then they can ask for more information. So we're looking for this summary in 2 or 3 paragraphs you can put out to social media. You can email to people you know. What you can do is email it to everyone you know and say, please forward this to anyone who is in this situation. And you describe what that situation is. And then say, if they're interested for more details, just get them to reply to me and I will give them more information. Now, the clever thing about that is when you ask friends to forward it on, they will want to help you out and they will do that. But it also means that you're sneakily selling to them without actually looking like you're selling. Because in actual fact, if the situation you describe that you help with and the things you provide for people at the end are compelling enough, then some of your friends who are reading it will go, actually, I kind of need this. But the nice thing is, by saying I'm asking you to forward it to people, you're kind of avoiding any accusation of turning into a salesperson to your friends. So that's the general principle. And in order to get sales, what you're doing is you are going to those people who already know, like, and trust you. So you may have heard that people need to know, like, and trust you in order to buy from you. And there are people in your life who already do know, like, and trust you. So by going out to those people, that's actually the best way of generating sales quickly. Another thing to bear in mind is that you don't need to create something new. Particularly creative entrepreneurs love to create some new thing, make it very elaborate, very complicated. If you can help somebody one-to-one by providing your expertise, your knowledge, that's enough. So you can give it a name, you can call it a package or a program of some sort, but what you're basically doing is you're just working with them one-to-one, and you know you can deliver that straight away. So I'm assuming here, of course, but the thing you're offering is something you know you can deliver on. And sometimes even then it feels a little nerve-wracking if you've not officially sold yourself as a business before or as a professional. But if you know you can deliver it, then you can sell it right away. And the great thing is, if you're creating something, there's some elements of this you need to build, you need to create some worksheets or design what the structure is going to be. You don't actually need to do that until you deliver it. So if you get people to pay in advance to join, whatever this thing is that you're offering, then you can get the money now, and you actually have a time between when they buy and when you deliver it to create this thing. So keep it as simple as possible. If you want to make some quick cash, use something you already have available. Like, so if you've already had a program before, then and you knew it worked and you stopped running, and then maybe you run it for a limited time and you bring people in again because you know that thing works. If you know you can deliver something quickly that's reliable, that you know people appreciate, offer that. That's going to get you money a lot quicker than creating something new that you have to explain to people. Other thing you can do is you can go to people who are who have worked with you before in some way, ideally paid you. Maybe you've had some free clients. Sometimes they can be persuaded to pay, but probably much easier if they've already paid you something. And say to them, hey, we work together. I'd love to know how you're getting on. Also, what do you need help with now? And perhaps I can do something that can move you forward. So there's this truism, which is it's an awful lot easier to sell to an existing client if you're doing good work than it is to find a new client. It's quite hard work to find new clients and then convert them. Once somebody's worked with you and knows you and likes you and trusts you, then it's a lot easier to sell them something else. If you, most of what I'm talking about here is expertise and knowledge, because that's most of the people I work with. However, if you're working with physical products, you can put these things into an offer as well. So you can say, a special offer for some sort of seasonal offer, perhaps, which is a set of products that comes as a presentation pack. Imagine you make natural skincare products or something like that. Instead of selling individual items, you package them together into something that's really tempting for people and say, this is the autumn special offer, or this is, I don't know what it might be, something that's coming up for Christmas. And you market that as a package, and what it allows you to do is make more money than you would do if you're normally selling them individually. So often, if you've not been used to charging yourself in your early stages of getting a business going, this can be quite stressful. So I have an entire program that goes into an awful lot more depth, which is called the Pioneer Program. But maybe this will help you to find the bravery to put an offer out to the world, to describe it in a way that's really compelling, it really lands with the right kind of person, and make you some money quickly. And then that gives you a bit of cash in your business that you can use to spend on other things, like whatever it might be, Facebook adverts, some training, getting your website looking a bit more spick and span. So I hope that helps you. Think about what you could sell that could make you a quick bit of cash if that's what you need. Later down the line, of course, you need more strategic thinking. You need to think about, how can I get a constant flow of leads? How can I raise my profile so people come to me naturally without me going out and pushing. And all the things we talk about in my programs, which are how do you position yourself as somebody distinctive and unique so that people consider you to be the only solution for their particular problem, or at least the number one solution for their particular problem. But in the short term, you can get some cash by doing these things. I'd love to hear your feedback. Feel free to email me or comment wherever you're watching this video.